What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. This is my first ever video, so a little summary on this channel. We're just going to be reacting to people dealing with real life money problems. For example, insane car rent, insane housing rent, people that can't afford groceries, bad budgeting, debt, and overall cost of living. Some people are getting crushed by the economy. Some people are making terrible decisions, and other people are doing both. So we're going to watch, react, and break it down to see how could we learn from this and make better decisions from watching these people make their mistakes. Alright, let's get into the first one.
Why is everything so damn expensive? 4 years ago, my rent was $1,200 a month at a luxury apartment complex. It is now $2,100, not even including utilities. I went to the grocery store yesterday, right, and got 3 bags of chips, some ground turkey, and some vegetables, and it was $67! What? My car insurance from 4 years ago until now, with no tickets, no wrecks, no nothing on my driver's record, has gone from $130 to $240 per month! 3 years ago, my electric bill was averaging $45. Now it's averaging $125. You go and get a tank of gas once a week, and you're dropping $70. I mean, a guy can't even buy a can of dip for less than $8. $8 for a can of dip? What the fuck is...
So pretty much, this guy is complaining about the cost of just expenses for everything. We're all pretty much dealing with that. But I mean, 3 bags of chips cost you $60. I mean, what type of freaking chips are you buying here, buddy? Like, goddamn. $60 for 3 bags of chips? Where the hell are you living?
The worst financial decision I made was I bought a real expensive car and I didn't even have a house. People, do not spend more than $80,000 on a car and you don't even have a house, because the car depreciates the moment you take it off the lot. Invest in stocks, invest in real estate, save your money. That's how you do it. That was my worst decision.
Okay, what car was this?
It was a Dodge something. I can't even remember what it was.
Charger?
Yeah, it was like something like that. Yeah, real expensive car, wasn't worth it, bad investment.
Okay. And then what's the best piece of finance advice you ever gotten before?
I think the best piece of finance advice, number one, learn how to balance basically your finances. Very important. Don't spend more than you make. As a matter of fact, every time you get your paycheck, at least take 1/3 of it and put it aside. Very important.
Oh, okay. And then last question, hypothetically, if I were to give you $100,000, what would you do with it?
If you gave me $100,000, I would be trying to either put it into an annuity, I would try to invest maybe in real estate, and I would probably invest some of it in maybe stock, something like that, okay, like Apple or Amazon, something that I think is going to give me a really good return.
Okay, are you currently invested in anything right now?
So currently, I do have a brokerage account. I do have a 401k, okay, savings. Basically, my plan right now is I want to be able to retire by the age of like 50. That's the goal.
Okay,
Man, this guy really learned stuff the hard way. He's not the only one. We all kind of do it. Some of us do that exact same mistake that this guy did. Spending that much money on a vehicle when you don't even have a home, something that might appreciate. You spend close to $100,000 on something that depreciates as soon as you take it off the lot. This guy sure learned a hard lesson, and we all can learn from that. Hopefully this guy makes better decisions for the future. Never, ever waste your money on an expensive car. If you don't have a home, if you don't have a proper savings, I'm not sure why you would ever do that. Some people just learn the hard way. It's the way it is. On to the next one.
Way more people are in credit card debt than you can even fathom, and I'm talking large amounts of debt. Next time you feel really bad about not being able to attend a festival or have some sort of experience or have a luxury item because you don't have the money, just remember that most of these people that you know are borrowing money to get it, okay? Once upon a time in college, I lived in this huge shared living situation, which was a total fucking nightmare, okay? There were like 1 million people in the house, and I'm not even exaggerating. And there was this one girl I lived with that would literally travel out of the country to go to concerts multiple times a month, and she would like always get barricade, and she always had these huge shopping hauls and generally like really expensive beauty products and clothes, and like it was actually insane. And I remember moving in and thinking like, how is she affording this shit? Like specifically all the international flights and concerts, and sometimes there wasn't even a concert. She would just be like, I'm gonna go to Europe for a few days. And I was like, okay. But then other people in the house informed me that like she was actually in $30,000 of credit card debt and she just didn't give a fuck. And one time I talked to her about it and she was like, my parents have declared bankruptcy 5 times. Like money isn't real. I was like, okay, bro. I forgot to add that one time people from the local court or one of the local courts pulled up in the parking lot of our house and served her these papers because Discover, like the credit card company Discover, was going after her for all this money she owed that she hadn't paid back like months ago. And I remember talking to her about this money because she would bring it up frequently, like in the house when I was like cooking in the kitchen or whatever, being like, yeah, it was like $1,200 or it was $2,000. Like the number would vary. Like who fucking knows what the real number was? Like whatever she said, it was probably triple that. So like who really knows? But she's like, but they're a big company, like they'll just eat the cost. I'm like, no, they're gonna get you. And they did in fact get her, and they started like garnishing her wages and shit. Like it was actually crazy. Way more people.
That's crazy. That's actually nuts. There's people like that in the world. God damn. What do you think is gonna happen to you? These companies will go after you nowadays. They know people can't afford anymore. Everything's getting expensiver. People are going into debt. They're gonna go after you now. There's more and more people going into debt with the credit cards. And they used to sometimes kind of let you go away. But there's so many of you now, so many people that are just in debt. They're gonna start going after and try to garnish your wages, destroy your credit, all sorts of things. So yeah, this chick definitely lived in some sort of la la land. That's crazy. Not living in reality. It's gonna hit soon, if not already. On to the next one.
In 2023, I made a very bad financial decision. I financed something that I wanted. I never thought of the future or depreciation or any of that kind of stuff. And so now that we are working on budgeting and saving money and setting up for retirement and all of that kind of good stuff, I decided I'm going to take my car in and trade it in. So I financed $78,000 in 2023. I owe now a little over $57,000, and I took it to trade it in, and they offered me $40,000. Now that was at the Ford dealership. I did try Carvana, and I tried AutoNation, and I tried CarMax, and they offered me, actually CarMax offered me $42,000, and all the rest offered me lower than 40, but still that would leave me upside down like $15,000, and I don't want to carry that negative equity into another vehicle. So we're keeping the car. We're just going to start paying even more than we normally did. So my minimum is $1,054. We usually pay $1,100. I'm going to start paying $1,200, and just in hopes that, it will at least catch us up some, and then revisit it in a year and see where we're at. Let me know what you would do. In 2023,
this lady was already paying over $1,000 for her car a month. That's so, that's freaking high. Like, that is crazy. And now she wants to get another vehicle? This is how people keep themselves broke sometimes. That's nuts. Yes, stick to your vehicle. Pay it off. Have a free vehicle. Well, that is a crazy amount of depreciation she just went through. And people have gone through more. She had a Ford. It's going to depreciate like crazy. She could have had a Mercedes. It would have depreciated even more. A BMW. It would have depreciated even more. Get a Toyota. Come on. Those things won't depreciate nearly as fast as your Ford. And she seems okay with it. Like, that's not a big deal. I mean, I guess she lives in Texas, so, she probably already has a home. She's just wasting her extra money. Any extra money she has, she's just messing around with vehicles. I don't know. That shit blows my mind. On to the next one.
And so I'm at the boba shop, right? And right now I have exactly $8.91 to my name. average person would be like, Karen, you don't really need that boba. You know, save your money. You don't know when a rainy day could come, but I'm a firm believer in taking care of yourself, prioritizing me. If that drink is what's going to make me happy for the next day, I'm going to get that drink. Because money always comes back. Like, this is not going to be my last $8, you know? And I might get paid tomorrow. I might get paid the next day. You get like, it never gave, this is my very last dollar. It never gave that. I'm just going to spend the money. Boba's about $7, so I'm still going to have $1 and some change left. That's enough to put a little tank of gas to get me home. My gas tank is full, so I don't got to worry about that. I'm going to be good.
What do you mean you might get paid tomorrow? You might get paid the day after. You got a job? Does she have a job? You got to prioritize getting your money up. Like, that's what you got to prioritize. Forget that fucking boba. You got to prioritize. You gotta get your money up. Like, you got $8 in your bank account. You're a full grown woman. You got $8 in your bank account. Holy shit. And here we have another one where someone's breaking down of the price of gas because it's going up in America. I mean, I live in Canada, so I'm used to expensive gas anyway. It's just funny seeing American people finally break down and freak out about something that we've been going through for years and years.
Why is gas $5 a gallon? And like, why do I have to pay rent? And why is rent so high? And why do I have to drive my car and get the gas that I have to get to go to the job that I have to pay for rent? Why do I have to do all of that stuff? And why are you making it so fucking expensive to do it? I don't even want to get out and pump my gas. It feels like getting out and just knowing someone's gonna fucking stab you. Why would you get out? This is the beginning of life. What am I supposed to do forever? It's gonna fucking worse.
I mean, it could be worse. You could be paying $6 or $7 a gallon, like here in Canada. So, glass half empty or glass half full. I guess depends how you look at it. Welcome to the depression, I guess. Because gas is getting unaffordable out there. It's affecting many states in America. When I used to think about the states, I used to think about cheap gas. Getting gas cheaper in the States and coming back to Canada. Because after the conversion, it was still worth it. It's not worth it anymore.
So I feel like I'm drowning, financially drowning. So back in April, I had a baby and I decided to take 9 weeks off. Now I have had 4 children now working at the same company. So I kind of knew how things went. I took 9 weeks thinking that my insurance was going to pay 8 weeks. But because they run it under short-term disability, you have to be off the week, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's why I took 9. Anyway, long story short, they only paid me for 6. And when they do pay you, it's like a max of $250 a week. So when you go and you have to pay back your insurance, on a bi-weekly basis and the taxes that come out of there, you're getting basically $200. So I was not paid very much. The last 3 weeks that I was off, I was paid nothing. Everything that I had saved from my taxes, gone. I spent all of it, everything. That also meant that I was like I'm a month behind on my car payment. I have a few credit card bills that like I was paying the bare minimum and I got behind on those. And so now everybody and their brother is calling me and wants their money and wants their money and wants their money and wants their money and late fees and this and that. And it just adds up. It's a spiraling ball, right? So here I was making progress and now I'm like retracted in progress. And then just the other day, my TV broke. And now I need to buy a whole nother TV. And so there's that. And now there's school supplies and the fair's coming up that I take my kids to every year. And I'm paying extra money because I want to send my middle daughter to Washington, D.C. this next spring. So it's financially drained. I don't know how any of you get ahead. I don't know how any of you have a savings. I don't know how any of you get ahead in life at all financially, but I just can't do it.
I mean, why you had a fourth kid knowing that that's going to cost you more money? Like, it's just, you can't do it like back in the days. You gotta take into account if you can afford to have more and more kids nowadays. It's not like how it used to be, unfortunately. You gotta be living in a really cheap state. You gotta have a decent income. Housing should be affordable. Rent should be affordable. That varies throughout the country. Everything in Canada is pretty expensive. But the good thing about the Canadian government is if you have a kid, you could practically take a year off with pay. Granted that you were working before you got pregnant and you have enough hours, which she would have. So the system is kind of broken in the States there. The only positive thing is some states are a lot cheaper, some towns are a lot cheaper to live in, but it's pretty tough out there, it looks like. You guys gotta be aware. Send your daughter to Washington and you don't have no money in your account. Like, these are some things you gotta have to make a hard decision, and sometimes you just can't send them. It's just how life is now. It's happened to me. Happens to many people. It's just decisions you have to make in life.
It look right. A man would really work at a job for like 25 plus years, only make like $18 or $20 an hour, and be complaining why I don't make no money. Nigga, it took you like 25 years to realize you ain't getting paid. It look right.
That's actually funny. It's true though. There's people I know that have worked at the same job for 20 years. They started at minimum wage. They worked themselves up to a threshold where they can't go any higher. They were at that company for 10 years already. And at the peak of their pay, they still aren't making that much more. Or you're probably better off quitting and finding a better job within those 10 years. So that is very true. I know a lot of people that just stick to the job because they're comfortable at doing what they already know. They don't want to get out of the comfort zone, but then they complain about not having any money. You have to try to do something else. You have to keep trying to improve yourself to get a better job or have a side hustle going. It's just how it is now.
Okay, I know I haven't posted on TikTok in literally almost a month now. It's something that like I'm really annoyed about because I was like trying to stay consistent. But I am now officially working 2 jobs. And the most fucking annoying part is I'm still broke. Like, I feel kind of like shit about myself right now because I basically started doing another job because I wanted to get out of debt. And this is the first month that I've like been doing these 2 jobs and I'm still broke. I ran out of all my makeup, like I haven't been able to buy any new clothes, like my nails have all like come off. I don't have any money to like replace them. And it's just like super, super demoralizing because I just don't see like a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm so exhausted. I'm working 6 days a week. My boss is super nice at my other job, so he said that I didn't have to work Sundays. Otherwise, I think I'd be working 7 days a week. And even though I really enjoy both my jobs, I feel like I haven't seen any of my friends in ages. Like, I feel like I haven't had any chance to like have a social life or go out or do anything that like I want to do. I feel like I literally go to sleep and wake up and I'm still like, I'm constantly working. Like, I don't have any time to myself, which is super annoying because I really wanted to spend this year like really focusing on like TikTok and all that kind of thing. And I feel like that has kind of all slipped away because I am so anxious and stressed about money constantly. I work a full 9 to 5 and then 18 hours on top of that at my new pub job. And the fucking crazy thing is I am still broke. Like, I am still absolutely broke. And I don't know how long I'm going to have to like keep breaking my back basically until I am like financially stable or don't feel like sick about money. What I really don't understand is like, I think back in our parents' day and things like that, you could literally work a normal fucking job and you'd be able to afford a house and like be able to get by efficiently. And like now I'm working 2 jobs and I don't even feel like I can afford to get my fucking nails redone. Anyways, I just wanted to like come on here.
So could always compare to back in the day, but this isn't like your parents' time. Working a normal job, working 2 normal jobs is not going to get you ahead in life for most people. You got to have one good paying job that pays for your living, and then your second job should be your job that you save. If you have 2 jobs, one of them should be paying quite a bit more, and you got to live below your means. I don't know if she is or not, but you got to budget yourself to live below your means. So what you are making, some of it does get saved.
Like a few months ago, I cannot fathom paying $1,000 a month to live with 3 other people. It literally bothers me that rent prices have gotten so insane that you're gonna pay $4,000 for a tiny ass unit. So like, for example, the situation I was in was I graduated college, I got a full-time job. It was downtown, and so there wasn't a lot of options, and I couldn't afford to live by myself. So I had to live with like 3 other college students. I paid $1,000 to live with 3 girls. Keep in mind, our unit was tiny. I could not fit like literally anything in my room. I was like crammed. I've learned like how to be a minimalist now because like I had no room in that apartment. My walking pad was like literally right next to my bed. Like there was no privacy. But I'm just not understanding like how people are graduating college and like moving out on their own, trying to be independent, trying to like stream away from their parents. And you're going to tell me that it costs $1,000 to live with 3 other people. So obviously, if I didn't live with 3 other people, I'd be paying $2,000 in rent, $2,000. Keep in mind that that doesn't include any other bill you have, on top of the fact that that is literally like half of what you make. The math like doesn't make sense in my brain. And the fact that now I live in a lot less busy area and the rent is still expensive as fuck. I don't live anywhere near where I go to school. I drive there every day and the rent is still fucking ass crack expensive. When I moved into this apartment, we didn't even have a washer and dryer. Like, what do you mean? Like, and this is not me being a brat, like, get fucking better rent prices. No wonder people are living in their parents' basement.
If you live in a college town, be prepared to pay for college prices. Rents are inflated in college towns because they know students need a place to live. And so you're going to pay more money to live, to go to school there. Like, that's not nothing new. The prices are inflated, and it's not normal. But that's why. You're living in a college town. The rent prices are not going to get fixed. It's 3 people for $3,000. Whoever the landlord is probably just saying, yeah, $1,000 a head. 3 of you, $3,000. Picking up that person's mortgage easily. This shouldn't be new. If you want cheaper prices, move to a different town. Don't be in a college town. Alright, and that's going to wrap it up for my first ever video. If you guys like this style of video, if you enjoyed the commentary and the compilation of the videos of what we're going to be talking about here, as people pretty much complaining about rent, living, all sorts of costs, living above their means, then please give me a like, subscribe, and I'll have more out your way. Thank you very much, and see you next time.